Can you elaborate a bit? Because I'm not exactly
I
sure.
believe I was
what
casting
happened.
with you about it.
Prepare
When we
for
were
battle.
talking about a lot of the times, or maybe it was enough, but we were definitely talking about the fact that a lot of the times when these teams tend to lose, it's because they've used their buybacks already and they haven't played carefully enough, or they push the envelopes. I don't know.
I think that must have been with Nev.
It must have been with enough. You know, you guys are exactly the same.
We are quite a bit alike, yes.
But
Anyway,
yeah.
the reason why I bring it up is because you know that this Enigma is going to have a refresher eventually. So if you want to be able to end the game being Thunder Predator, then you gotta end it before that. And in order not to have to be afraid of the black hole, you gotta have your buybacks up. It's very simple. You push him, he uses the black hole, he probably kills a couple, you buy back, it's
30
over because
seconds
Enigma's
to
not a
battle.
hero anymore. But I've seen a lot of teams that are not comfortable enough doing that, and then they end up in this stage where there's a refresher and even sacrificing yourself doesn't matter anymore.
It'll definitely be interesting when we get to that point.
And I would also like to confirm that I gave the Enigma set to Zevreek. This is not mine.
Hashtag not my Enigma.
The battle begins.
So I'm totally not biased anymore, guys.
Totally not biased. And as per usual, Davo is enjoying his taunts. That has always been something of his that he has played out in force. So how did these lanes go? Because we've got the Pangolier over in mid who's going to be facing off with Leo Style. Both of these guys very, very good at their roles and positions. I think Pango has a little bit of an advantage here, right? Like if he gets a couple lucky procs off, swashbuckles, whatnot.
It all depends on the fire shield usage from the Ember. So whenever the Flame Guard is up, the Pango shouldn't really come close at all because he's not going to be able to contest that much damage. And that's the thing. Any procs from the Lucky Shot won't do anything about that Flame Guard damage. So we'll have to see how well he uses, for example, the Creep Wave Equilibrium here. And he has the better options doing that because his Swashbuckle does clear the Creep Wave faster than a Flame Guard does. At least at the later levels.
It does look like right now the Ember is ahead in the CS 6 and 3 currently. Otherwise, it seems pretty quiet. Looks like we've seen a couple of these supports get a lot of harass. Matthew in the bottom lane was taken down fairly low earlier. In fact, is sitting very low, has to TP himself away, but use that TP to go all the way back to the fountain. So we'll be walking back out to a lane. Does pick up a smoke, though. Trying to make the most of things.
Yeah, this is unfortunate for the Centaur as well, just because all of the harass that he gets now, there's not going to be that lovely, lovely regen aura from the headdress on your Spirit near. So he's going to have to be a little bit careful. And really, trading is the name of the game on these side lanes right now. You can see on top lane as well, both the Rubik and the Jakiro have a headdress. Both of them want to be able to recoup any damage done as fast as possible. Ideally without having to leave their cores in this lane without the regen.
Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot recently. A lot of the supports picking that up. I know for a while, before the Ring of Tarrasque got changed around a little bit, everyone was starting off with Headdress Ring of Tarrasque. It just gives you so much regen in the lane.
It does. It's pretty ridiculous.
Looks like Leo Styles getting some harass, but bottom lane harassing right back over at that Terrorblade here. It's fairly quiet for SA Dota. I'm surprised we have not found a First Blood just yet.
I mean, with these dual lanes, and especially with the the one lane that I would watch out for is probably this bottom lane, because you do have a dual stun on Frank and Matthew. But on the top lane, Enigma is content to just sit back. He's going to be denying these creeps. He's going to give this Morphling a hard time no matter what. And it means that Theolokar is pretty much free to just trade blows with the Jakiro. He's going to try to pull to make up for all those creeps lost. So these duos are going to be split up, and it means that the disables are not going to be stacked. That would be a pretty serious misplay for either of the heroes on Thunder Predator to go down on top.
Trading some hits here and there here in the top lane. Everybody's getting a little bit low, but it doesn't look like, oh, maybe Theolacor. No, MNZ doesn't want to commit to it. It's going to turn back around, go back to just farming up these creeps. Is sitting a little low himself.
Yeah, and I think it's
playing it careful.
I think it's interesting with now that everyone has so much health regen with all the headresses on the lane, that they mostly run out of mana during these early engagements. You can keep clicking each other, but that doesn't do a whole lot because everyone just regens back up. It's the mana where the real value is at. Oh,
is this the time? Is this the time
into the lane?
For Crystal Mania? 4DR slowing down, and Leostyle going to be able to get the first blood on 4DR.
First blood.
Yep, run him down with the Flame Guard. It's
just like you said.
It's unfortunate. Yeah. It really depends on how you use that swashbuckle, but if you cop too much damage, Ember can just walk you down. Nothing you can do about it.
Poor Tavo up here can't really do much of anything but watch as he gets pushed back. He's sitting very, very low underneath the tower. MNZ hiding over in the tree line. Salve's gonna get used on Tava though. He should be absolutely fine here. I think maybe Morphling was considering going for a dive, but won't opt to do it.
Oh, look at the amount of denies on Tava.
He's doing what Enigma should. Uh-oh. Over on NoPing here. Ogre Magi. Caught on the wrong side of the river. He's just going to try to use those spells. He's going maybe for the rune, but is going to get body blocked by Matthew, and is looking to try to get that neutral deny, and there it is. Neutral creep will oblige. Top lane, MNZ sitting pretty low himself. Tavo taking a decent amount of damage. Can they turn this around? It's going to be the waveform coming through. Tavo, he's sitting very, very low, 80-something hit points. MNZ backing off. MJZ, though, he's looking for him over there. Does manage to get off that dual breath. Tavo, he's cooking down, but he's still alive, 20-something hit points. And he's going to survive here, Kips.
Precious bounty.
He's low again, though. Like, that puts a pretty big dent in his economy to keep having to ferry out salves like that.
Ooh, Theolacor, if he only knew how low MNZ was sitting over in the tree line.
I'm sure they guessed it's a morphling lane. You're always hoping that you can get lucky on a full Agimorph somewhere.
He's sitting directly next to him, though. Middle lane, Leostyle, he's hunting. He does not have himself a rune. Ooh, Constabulate getting the kill on Frank in the bottom lane. Matthew going to be able to go get that arcane rune for Leostyle as well. That's a nice kill for a Terrorblade. He did have the meta popped. Oh, he's got that Ring of Tarask like we talked about, Kips.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he's going to be especially happy because he got a little bit of extra levels from his Ogre being out of lane just now, and from the Earth Spirit being out of lane as well. So he's had a 1v1 for a bit. It's level 5 now. And I'm guessing that he's going to try and, yeah, take down this camp here instead of pushing the tower further. It's not yet time to use that Metamorphosis for pressure reasons.
A tool to teach.
And Ember Spirit's moving to top lane. He's got an Arcane Rune. Leostyle is ready to try and style on some folks.
They've got some nice vision here. In fact, Tavo is going to be the one who gets kicked right back over here to Leostyle. Charge from them forward. He's out of mana, though. Should be able to get this kill on Tavo. Final hit coming through. Definitely a value rune here for Leostyle as he collects himself a kill on the offlaner.
Back in Earth Spirit.
A very high level offlaner, and it times perfectly with this catapult wave coming in, so now a lot of damage on the tower as well.
Oh, they clean up on Matthew, but Leostyle's back. He had a remnant here. Knows that they don't have... Oh, but they do. They have the Ice Path coming out from MJZ. He was over in the corner waiting for his moment. Leostyle gets himself yet another kill.
I love this value point in Ice Path on the Jakiro. There's a lot of players who don't do that because Ice Path is a bit of a... well... it's got a long wind-up. It doesn't really stun for all that long. People can dodge it pretty easily, but the thing is, it's still a stun. And in moments like that, it is absolutely worth it.
Yeah, sometimes you just need a TP cancel. It doesn't matter if it's just a mini stun or whatever. If it can cancel that TP, get your team a kill. Or just make it so that way they can't... oh, hold that thought, Leostyle. Oh, it's a regen rune, too. The Ogre tried. He tried. Remnant coming forward. They can see that Tavo's over there. It's like they're gonna chase after an ogre, possibly? Now, the thing I'm concerned about here, Kips, is bottom lane. Look at Constabile's farm. 59 and 15 CS. This guy has a kill underneath his belt, too. he's just having too good of a time down here. Are you concerned right now if you're the side of Thunder Predator? Are you...
No, because your Ember Spirit comes
Radiant's
online
middle
earlier, and he
tower
is having
is
a
under
whale of a
attack.
time right now. And he's a pretty decent Terrorblade counter for himself as well. Look at Tabo just running.
Yeah, he knows
Yeah.
he can't do anything. There's going to be the TP coming out here from the Ogre. Leo Style is going to have to back off. Does have himself... Oh, but Adri... No, 4DR is not going to give the chase on it. Just going to be able to chase him away a little bit. I thought he was going to try to make the moves on him.
The Ember Spirit just knows that he drew more attention to top lane again, which is completely fine because the Earth Spirit was around there as well. And now you have this lovely situation where your other hero that needed a little bit of space, the Centaur, who wants... I think he'd be looking for a hood instead of a blink. As his first item, he's just going to deal damage to his bottom tower.
Radiant's top
And
tower has fallen.
yeah.
Dire's structures are
TB in the
fortified.
jungle, he suffers less from it than most
Radiant's
heroes, but
bottom
this does
tower
mean that
is
you have
under
another
attack.
tempo hero that's going to come online.
Radiant's structures
And as
are
long as your
fortified.
tempo heroes have their items and their levels, you're going to be able to pressure this this Terrorblade back. And then it doesn't matter so much that your Morphling has had a bit of
Radiant's bottom tower
more
is
trouble
under
than
attack.
that Terrorblade. No, not
like-
that much more, honestly.
Is he going to go in for a Sunder play here? Yeah, he's going to go for the Sunder, turns around, Stampede. Oh, but the follow-up coming out from the Pangolier cleans up nicely and is going to make it so they're in position for these bounty runes. Although Matthew is nearby, he's going to snap it up and then roll on out.
Pretty nicely done from them, although you can see as soon as the Ember Spirit stops their rotations to top, bottom isn't safe anymore. So if you want to keep the pressure up, you gotta literally show your face. And, you know, that's a decision. I think he was like, nah, I want to farm some jungle camps now, and that means that Frank would have either, you know, he would have had to be comfortable with dying there, or maybe he didn't pay enough attention and he was like, wait, what? I thought you were still going top. Because that happens too.
Sometimes you also just feel so invincible.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
the
going
black
top
hole
again,
though coming out from Tavo. Needs some friends though. Are they going to be able to find this kill though? Go to get the hills off on MJZ. Looks like Leah Style is going to be able to escape now. Matthew, he's body blocked everywhere he turns. Are unfamiliar faces,
What can I do in return?
and they just slice him into ribbons.
Let's see, did the tower die during that? I think it did.
Yep.
So it's not all bad for Thunder Predator there.
Dire's
It's
middle
space,
tower
it's time.
is under attack.
For that Morphling.
I mean, they didn't lose Leo Style during that. They lost a support. But I think right now, because Leo Style is just doing so well, and this is one of those heroes that it can recover, but if it's snowballing, it does so much, right? Especially when you consider that the Morphling's going to need a little bit longer to come online.
Radiant's bottom tower is
To
under
get my
attack.
hotkeys to do what I want them to do right now. He's going for the Blade Mail as well on the Ember Spirit.
It's a very skirmishy early build. I like it. Uh-oh. Ogre. Oh, Ogre. The silence gets thrown out. It's burning away. The Spirit Brothers collect another kill.
2 heads, 0
Yes.
inside.
Did you ever see? I know that this is like a very American thing, so I'm curious to know if you've seen it. Did you ever see the
Radiant's
Mighty
middle tower
Ducks?
is under attack.
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, Kips, next time we see each other, I might make you watch the Mighty Ducks too. It's a hockey movie about like these kids that are trying to win like the Junior World Series or whatever. But there's these 2 characters called the Bash Brothers, and seeing Leo Style on this Ember Spirit and then the Earth Spirit, of course, on Matthew, I want to make a Bash Brothers joke, but I was like, not sure if that joke will land. Shout out to all the people in chat that remember the Mighty Ducks. That are old like me.
I mean, I'm old, I'm just not American enough, I think.
You're not old. Silence, Zoomer. Well, you're not exactly a Zoomer either. I won't say that. But a little
I'm
bit of
millennial.
breathing room here for MNZ. He's kind of taking his time. Looks like it's going to be the Ethereal Blades going full shotgun here on this Morphling.
They have a good lineup for getting in, getting out. They can throw their supports at people. They, of course, always have that ultimate from Frank to get out. And smoke up on the Blade Mail timing from Leo Style. So this is go time. And we're going to see if all of this uncontrollable damage from the Pango and from the Enigma is going back to bite NoPing in the ass, but so far, nobody seems to want
Radiant's
to
bottom tower is under
gank Frank
attack.
on the bot lane.
Dire's middle tower is under
They
attack.
were looking for a pickoff, but no one's home in their jungle. They're out and touring the world here.
Yeah, so
Don't they know
Morphin
there's a
needs to
pandemic
go
going on,
and
Kips?
hide.
Bounty.
They're supposed to be staying home. Not going out, not socially gathering like this, but
Radiant structures.
mid lane?
fortified.
Looks like Ogre, first one in. Oh, Adriano, he started rolling up, but does end up getting cancelled. They'll get a stun off, though, over on MJZ.
Dire's courier.
Toss back, they'll get a kill on MJZ's courier as well. This is most likely going to be a dead Jakiro. Throws out the ice path, manages to hit 2 of them, but is not going to be able to stay alive for this battle.
Yeah, Frank's not popping the ultimate for that.
It looks like they're happy with this. They're just going to back off on the side of NoPing. Send Costabile back into that jungle. They know where most of these heroes are on the side of Thunder Predator.
What did you
So they know that it's safe for him to be down there. And they've got really nice ward vision too, Kips. If you take a look, you know, you've got a couple of the entryways covered here, so he can be safe. Do have to be careful of the smoke gank, but when
Radiant's
all these
middle
heroes are
tower
visible
has
like
been
this, I
denied.
don't think you're too concerned.
No, you're going to be fine, especially because you know that a smoke was just used, like, or at
Dire's
least
top
you're
tower
very
is
sure
under
right
attack.
there. And I thought that Tavo was going to go full initiation, and he probably still will, but he's got a Necro book right now. So Leostyle's got to be a little bit careful.
This is looking like a very dead Tavo. Oh, never mind the bounce back here. He's got the black hole up, manages to go grab Leostyle. They bump Frank right in as well. Leostyle's spree is over. Now Frank, he's stuck back here. They've got just so much damage. It looks like they're going to be able to get the kill on that centaur, but he does manage to clean up those Eidolons before he gets taken down. So a little bit of silver lining, but definitely not what they wanted at all. Nice use of the black hole too, coming out from Tavo, being very, very patient.
Dire's
Yeah,
middle
waiting
tower
until the
is
Blade
under
Mail ran out,
attack.
and that
Dire's
poor Centaur
structures
took so
are
much damage
fortified.
because the Necrobook hit him, and then the return damage killed the Necrobook. Did you see that?
Oh no, I didn't. Good catch.
That's just, you can't do anything
Dire's
against
middle
that.
tower has fallen.
Not
Dire's
especially.
tower is under attack.
Shotgun's going to be up on his Morphling soon, though, and that's where especially the
Dire's top
Rubik needs to
tower
watch
is
out.
Matthew, there's the lift. Sabulay's here. This should be a very dead Terrorblade. Sorry, not dead Terrorblade. Very dead Matthew as Terrorblade joins in.
Amazing what you'll find
Radiant's
lying
bottom
on.
tower is
There it
under
is. There's a bunch of big items coming out now. We've got that Ethereal Blade like you talked about. We have a Blink now on Tavo. So he's going to be able to maybe not initiate like you said because he does have the Necronomicon, but he's going to have very good positioning in these fights.
I think with the Necrobook, he does a lot more during this downtime. They can even passively push now with that Necrobook with the Morphosis as well, and yeah.
I'm lagged out. Oh, nope, there we go. Frank. Wow, that was like super fast forward. Tavo gets himself another kill here in the top lane. That was... Did that lag for you too, or was that just me?
Nope, not at all.
Oh, that's super lag for me. I saw the roll up and then it just went into slow mode,
Dire's top
basically.
tower is under
Merci
attack.
beaucoup.
Well, you know, just a Centaur. And by now,
Radiant's
things are
bottom
starting to
tower
look
is
troublesome
under
for
attack.
Thunder Predator. I was talking about how they needed to
place is
get a couple of those items up on their tempo
Radiant
heroes, make sure
structures
that
are
they
fortified.
could actually keep moving. But right now, if you have Leo style moving to the top lane like this, which is reacting to the pressure essentially, and he is the hero that was supposed to
Dire's
have this
middle
timing,
tower
this
is
early
under
time with the
attack.
Blade Mail being able to fight.
Radiant's bottom
He's been able
tower
to do
is under attack.
nothing with this Blade Mail really, and now he's a defensive hero. They're really, really leaning on this E-Blade. But NoPing's avoiding it for now.
Radiant's bottom
They end up
tower
losing their
has
bottom
fallen.
tower, though, because they're so focused on the top. Do you think this is time for MNZ to start joining into some of these fights if he comes top to try to deal with this tier 2 push? Is it time for him, or...?
It depends a lot on the vision, and right now they don't have any good defensive vision in their own woods for Thunder Predator, which is kind of concerning, honestly. Only one ward down right now. So he needs to know what he's getting into, basically, because he can get blown up so
Dire's
easily, and
structures
if he
are
can't see that,
fortified.
well, he's going to try it anyway, I think, because I see the line being drawn. Where
Matthew
you-
TPing up too.
you gotta have vision on someone that you can blow up, and there's so few good targets on NoPing. Basically, the real one is Rubik. Or maybe a Terrorblade who's gone too low and said, oh well, Sunder will solve that.
Well, it looks like they're pretty happy with the fact that they had everybody make a rotation on the side of Thunder Predator, because they've already sent Constabule back to the bottom. They say, okay, it's safe for you now, go farm up. Keep on getting bigger. We'll just keep giving tiny little love taps here in this top lane to push in the wave.
Yeah, and this is sort of like this is a big annoyance if you're Thunder Predator. Because you want to put out your own pressure, but as you can see by the map movements, they haven't been able to pressure on their own for quite some time now. And I like having MJZ up here much more than I like having the Ember Spirit. Just because, you know, there's no threat coming out from a Jakiro being missing, whereas there's a lot of threat coming out from Leo Style being missing.
I think the other thing that's very scary is the fact that Tavo does a lot of damage, right? When you consider he has Black Hole up, he's got that Midnight Pulse, plus the Necro Books.
Yes.
It's definitely scary if you're Leo Style, if you're, you know, trying to push out waves. Although they might be able to find themselves a quick pickoff here on 4DR. In fact, there's the lift, the silence, though. They need a little bit more damage. Ice Path will connect, as they're going to go chasing after with the Macro Pyre. And that's going to be Leo Style who collects the kill. So it's a little less spooky in their woods now.
Yes, they dewarded here as well. You see the double sentries. So no more vision there for NoPing. They can take the fight entirely on their own terms. There's no way NoPing engages up into that. At least not.
Unless they get one hell of a black hole, but I don't think they're going to risk it. But I say that as they start walking over there.
Well, now they can.
They're sitting low enough. Yeah, there's the buyback on the Pangolier. They want to get in there. They're going to have to use that Stampede. They drop down the Midnight Pulse. Not going to be able to quite find that opening just yet. Tavo looking. Doesn't matter. They'll be able to take down MNZ. They take down Frank. As now MJZ also will get taken down by Tavo. And they're going to steal this Roche for themselves. There's no buyback on the Morph. No buyback on the Centaur. Constabule just goes yoink and grabs himself Immortality. That hurts.
I'm questioning the decision to go for Roche there. You don't have long enough of
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
of a cooldown on that kill, even if he doesn't buy back, but yeah. Very business-like buyback back there from the Pangolier to get themselves an Aegis on the Terrorblade, and now you just don't have enough damage if you're Thunder Predator. We've seen that this Blade Mail from the Ember Spirit has really not worked out. Nobody's used any spells on him, basically. They're just ignoring him while he flame guards away. And yeah, what does an Aegis do best? You get to ignore people. And just hit whatever you want.
So would you have preferred to see something else on Ember Spirit instead of the Blade Mail, or would you just prefer to see him play a little bit more differently?
I think what you need to do if you get this Blade Mail up is that if you're not working against huge uncontrollable damage, I don't know, a Death Prophet ult or something like that, but if people can really choose if they release their spells on you or not, you need to let someone else engage. So someone else needs to jump, preferably Frank. He tanks a bunch of spells, and then when those spells are used, you come in with your Blade Mail. Something like that, because right now he's just not dealing enough damage. They're just saving everything until he runs out of Blade Mail, and then they go back on him. Like, the item is still, don't get me wrong, the item is still very good stats-wise right now. We get a ton of armor and int out of it. It is really very good on Void Spirit as well, in my opinion. But yeah, you're missing out on a great deal if they're simply not hitting you back.
It's interesting. I don't think I've seen a Void Spirit with a Blade Mail recently.
It should start happening very soon. It's too much value for money, really. Or with, well, Drums getting nerfed, Crystallis getting nerfed, everything that's value is getting nerfed, so now Blade Mail's king.
So it becomes the, like... What is that thing, always a bridesmaid, never a bride? It's basically, it's Blade Mail's turn to shine now, since everything else is taken off of the menu here.
Kinda, yes.
There's a good joke here somewhere, but I haven't had enough coffee to figure that out.
Next game.
Next game, hopefully. But yeah, it does feel like they're playing a little bit of hide and seek over here on the side of NoPing. They're happy to just keep on farming. They've got Naya Scotty online here for the Terrorblade, plus that Aegis. It's got a Tome of a Tome of Knowledge just sitting here in his inventory. Guess he's,
Curious.
later when he's taken the subway, he has a little book to read, I guess. Needs to be careful though,
Nobody
because I'm
should
sure other
take
people will sit over on the side, read your book.
Yeah. You don't want to sit on the subway right now, anyway.
That's true.
I'm trying to think of why he. Well, he used it now. I was thinking, why is he saving it up?
Maybe he forgot he had it? Matthew? Rolling
Happens.
forward does find Constabule here. They're gonna turn this outpost back over to their own control. Matthew gonna roll on out. They've got a big smoke over here on the side of Thunder Predator. They're gonna run right into Constabule, but they're gonna zip right past him. They find the Enigma, but he's got a BKB. He's looking for an opening here. He's just trying to run around in circles backside. Looks like 40 yard gets killed. There's a black hole! Tavo, he whiffs it! There's no one there! It's awful, Kips. Feels real bad right now if you are Tavo. And now Matthew will also fall. They're gonna go right back in. They've got that Scotty damage. They'll turn around. Frankie gets swapped out there with the Sunder. They'll find the kill onto the Ogre. And it looks like this little pony's gonna be able to dance on out because he's still alive. This Blade Mail, it's doing it. But at the same time, we'll still lose Leo style. Aegis popped. MNZ still here on the side. He needs help. The rest of his team sitting very, very low. Look at how far that Ogre's going to be able to chuck that. As now MNZ zipping over into the tree lane. He doesn't have enough mana. He switches over and they take down all the trees. They see him. This is going to be a dead Morphling, I have a feeling.
It is. Oh, that's such a shame.
Big oof.
It's still a fight on the other side of the map. It's still an Aegis down, which I now can't use to push your base with. Especially because they're going to be pushing into a couple of towers that haven't been taken down yet. And last but not least, you got that black hole out of Tavo and his first BKB charge without anything, really. And he had to drop the black hole there, basically, because he was going to die to that Ember Spirit just running him down. Very nicely anticipated by Leo style.
JZ has to be careful. Tavo breaks down all the trees. Leo style has his eyes over here on this Ogre. They'll turn back around. MJZ will fall. Now the Ogre, trying to run away, is going to just get bursted down by Leo style. And it looks like they're going to try to back off on the side of NoPing. They're happy. They got the tower. They got a support kill. I don't think they need to risk anything else right now. Although they do manage to find Matthew over here in the corner. Lucky shot will make it so he's disarmed. They block the roll. Frank jumping forward has his own BKB though over here onto ADR. Frank, a little bit longer and they'll find the kill. Leo style zips forward and just get some of those shackles off, but it's only going to be able to hold them off a little while longer. This feels like NoPing has so much momentum right now, Kips.
Yeah, that was not a go right there. At all. Your Earth Spirit is guaranteed dead. Your Ember and Morph aren't really in position, and most importantly of all, you're fighting into a team that's sitting on the high ground where you have no vision and where they should almost certainly have vision, and we as spectators can see that they do. So you're jumping into the unknown for no payoff, basically. Maybe he says that they should take the fight there because the black hole was still down for a little bit, but the positioning is just awful. I don't think you can go up there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Metamorphosis was also down, but these guys are so strong right now. They're 13k ahead as well.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And the positioning, like you said, Kips, it was not the time to fight. Not in that way. MNZ hiding over in the tree line here. Stabile's got that meta online. He's got the Scotty. He just deploys the Manta, walks away. What's the play right now if you're Thunder Predator?
You get your waves out right now, and you try to create the conditions for another surprise smoke fight like you did before. If you start winning fights for some reason, you gotta look really careful at why that happened, and if you can do it again. And if you can't do it again, then it is not time yet.
Were they smoked on the side of NoPing for that? Because I know that he saw the Enigma.
Radiant's
Perhaps they were trying to bait him?
killed.
Otherwise, I don't know why Matthew would roll into all of that. They had vision there, I'm pretty sure, with the creep wave being there.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
That's a pretty good kill.
Oh, there? I'm unsure.
Can he get another courier? Is he gonna be greedy? Leo style? No, he's just gonna...
No.
He just TP's out. I think that's the correct play for sure.
Yeah, and I'm going to be looking at the buyback status for now. because if
I'm having flashbacks
If
to
Leo
Neff
Style gets
and buybacks.
I mean, this is the game deciding thing, basically. Leo Style can press his BKB all he wants. If he gets caught in a black hole, he's dead. And if he's dead, his team doesn't get to defend base. Both teams know this.
Yeah, it's definitely protect Leo Style, but at the same time, don't stay too close to him, or else you could probably get black holed.
Yes.
MNZ down
He's
here.
going to have to play pretty much solo. Oh! Lift instant!
Oh, that is absolutely a disaster. They do have buyback on Leo Style, though.
They do. They do. This is why I was watching. But this,
I like how this one feels.
I said so. This is what NoPing is going to be looking for. This is their opening into the high ground. And they're going to try to force that buyback right now. And if he's forced to use it, then
Dire's middle tower.
there's a game.
Oh, MNZ! They use the black hole in the bottom lane here. They're trying to just take down this Morphling. He goes, turns himself into his own Pangolier. He's sitting so low, though. He needs to get out of there as fast as possible. Does Tavo have vision on him? They're trying. It doesn't matter. 4DR. Finding himself a kill while another kill's going on over here in the mid lane. They realize that they don't have the Pangolier. They don't have some of these other heroes, so they'll be able to get a kill on the Ogre. Again, it's just to support, though. The Olocore now going to get held in place with that net. They'll turn back around. They should be able to chip him down, and they'll find themselves a kill, but it is on 2 supports, whereas they managed to find that hard carry on the side of Thunder Predator, take him down. There is no black hole, though, so that is a little bit of a silver lining, but they might have to force out the buyback on this
They
Morphling.
also did not have to use the buyback on Leo Style right here. So, even though that's pretty awkward...
Oh my
I
god,
think-
Leo Style?
Ooh, that's concerning. And this is exactly as NoPing have backed off into the Roche pit. Even if they were in place to contest right now, they couldn't anymore because the BKB is down.
Oh my god. I like the voice line coming out from Tavo, the
Roshan has
astronomical price. That is an Aegis picked up now for the Terror Blade. Leo Style has to play this very, very careful. He does have... He doesn't have the buyback.
What did he buy?
Oh, did he picked up...
Yeah, Mjolnir.
The
Okay.
Mjolnir.
Something extra
Or,
for the effort.
At some point, you're
Maelstrom,
going to have to. At some point, you're going to have to choose. Like, is it more important for me to get my next item and maybe win the next fight, or use the buyback and try to use my second life, which is basically you can only do that once, right? And if it doesn't work,
pretty much.
you're dead.
Oh, Satanic
Morphin
Online.
is taking his buybacks. Yeah, this Terror Blade is absolutely huge. He's basically got 3 lives now, and he's got so much support behind him if you try to go on him as well. So Thunder Predator has to take this fight face to face, which is rather awkward when the enemy outranges you and has straight up more pushing power.
I mean, you keep seeing MNZ go to that bottom lane, trying to force people to come back home, and it didn't kind of work out, except for the fact that he got taken down. Oh, the lift on Leo Style, but they force him forward. They're looking at the black hole, it whiffs, and the BKB! Oh, and the tip comes out from Leo Style.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
That is an astronomical price right there, but it's still, is it going to be
NoPing is
enough?
still rattled though.
Oh, MJZ, the jump forward from Frank manages to get a nice hoof stomp off. Be able to get stolen here by the Rubik as they're able to take down MJZ.
Dire's middle
MNZ in the bottom lane. There's going to be a lift over here onto Matthew. Should be able to clean him up very easily. That's a double kill. MNZ in the bottom lane, though. He's trying to do some split pushing, trying to move someone home. But why would they go home right now? They're not afraid. They can just go right for the end here, Kips.
Yep, they can. And there's nothing really to stop them. They picked off 2 heroes that do not have buybacks, so it would be a 3 versus 5 no matter what. Morphin's coming home.
Oh, Leo Style zipping through. He does have the BKB. Turns right back around here over onto Theolacore. Is going to try to just put out as much damage as possible. Does have that blade mail up. There's going to be the Thunder. There's a black hole on the back line. Since they do manage to take down MNZ, he does not have buyback. This is a good game. Well played. Frank will be the next to fall. The GG gets called NoPing. They found their stride as they take down Thunder Predator in this game number 1.
Yeah, and it seems like they got up strong from dethroning